learn to survive without anyone, you can survive anything. Don't change your vibe to fit in someone else's life. In the end, some of your greatest pains become your greatest strengths.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome, fellow scholars, to another day with the legendary Mr. Cloud signing into your life. And as you guys know, yesterday was amazing. What has happened was, moving on from our previous analysis on YouTube, it shot up perfectly from 1972.16 all the way into 2000, and then we took the sell from 2000 and then all the way down to 1972, and then the buy happened, didn't get to take it, and then now it is at 1989.73. So this is
a short announcement. Our Engulfing Scholars platform is now online. All engulfing traders out there and all traders come join in and connect with other traders across the world. Let's go.
From a structural perspective, you will see a head and shoulder, but that is not the reason to why it dropped. The head and shoulder is an indication of a formation due to the market's response and reaction. But if that were the case, it can do a very strong sell into 19491954, specifically 1952.76. So now the issue with that is, the problem is due to the fact that it is in a solid sideways, and prior to this level of 197 plus has showcased powerful movements up above. So meaning to say, it can potentially still act as a good support. But based off the engulfing theory, due to filtration, this is a prostitute black zone. So meaning it is no longer valid. So one clean movement is ought to happen either below or straight up. So now, what do we do today? If we take any entry now, we might get wrecked and fucked. Why? First is Euro session will not have the volume that is needed to fulfill this movement. So if we have that logic, think like a scientist. If the market needed to wait for the volume to come, what can potentially happen? The current position can enter a sideway. So within a sideway, there will be a high and low, correct? So where's the high? Here. Where's the low? Here. So meaning to say, maybe it will just fluctuate this 40 pips area until US session comes. That's when we can decide. Because if H4 starts poking above, then potentially it can just shoot straight into 200.35 or at least 1998.35. So when we know of this thesis or theory, what can happen next is we have to wait for the confluency that we need, which is the best scenario as a trader. If during US session price is in the red box, then we know what to do, because we can focus on the lower time frame, either to find for a buy setup within this zone or a sell setup within this zone. Either or, our cut loss would just be 20-30 pips above or below the line. So that is how we mitigate our risks. But if you expect it to do the full volume right now, it's quite hard. It can happen, but it's quite hard. So this is whereby sometimes, for example, you think of the sell, you might get hit first. Or sometimes when you think of the buy, you forgot to understand of the bigger picture of the sell. So this is hence for a trader that can be confused in the market, not because you are not smart enough, but the market is in a sideway. So a sideway means no decision has yet to be made. So you are trying to make a decision before the decision was made. That's where you try to play God. The reason why people call me the God of Gold is simply because not is that I do not lose, but I like to practice the God's eye upon the market. And this helps me to reduce my emotion accordingly. So for me, I believe the sentiment can be potentially strong for a buy. So those who wants to buy are not wrong. but we don't want to get hit in the middle of a sideway, because this sideway is strong. It has been for a very long time, so it can always go back up or just break out below. So these are not the places that I can call a shot confidently. Hence, this is why the engulfing theory helps a lot of people in this world. It helps you to the point to tell you don't know. You don't know, you shouldn't assume, and you can't just simply ramble the fuck if you truly care about the account that you're having. Reason is, sometimes you're using a war account, sometimes you're using a dummy account, sometimes you're using your main account. So all this decision is based off the account. So my advices to all of you is always in the perspective of a main account style of trading. But there are days that I trade $500, $2,000. So these are the days we use it as a fun entertainment learning kind of process. So regardless of it, now I want you guys to witness. For the next 5 hours, the only way to do this safely is to just scalp. 15 pips, 10 pips, 20 pips, that is safe. But if you try to act upon a long call, for example, especially if you try to go for the sell, it's too early. It is too early, okay? For a huge sell or a buy to happen, it needs a huge sell off instantly at the same time. That is where it will make the market move. Use the logic. Visualize what I'm trying to say. For you to get that one red candle or one green candle, it is required to have a big group of people at the same time deciding to click on the same manner. So for that to happen, we need the volume, and when the volume is needed, we need to wait. So within the waiting, we take a different route. Scalping is the way. So train your scalping strategies in Euro session, and train your swinging or intraday skills in the US session. Understood? Now enjoy the video for today.